and welcome to JNN, Joseph's News Network. Today we will be talking about the Stamp Act. The Stamp Act of 1765 was the first international tax levied directly on American colonists by the British colonies. The reasons for this act was because the British was deep in debt from the 7 Years' War. The colonies argued that the act was unconstitutional. They started mobs to intimidate stamp collectors to resign. These efforts, however, did not amount to much. The Townshend Act in 1767 by Charles Townshend was passed by the English Parliament shortly after the repeal of the Stamp Act. They were designed to collect revenue from the colonists in America by putting custom duties on imports of glass, lead, paint, paper, and tea. The Intolerable Acts started in the year 1774. Samuel Adams and the Sons of Liberty boarded 3 ships in the Boston Harbor and threw 342 chests of tea overboard. This act of rebellion caused the harbor to close and prevented future tea sales. Now to Richard. The boycott decreased British trade, and in 1770, most of the acts were repealed, but retention of the tax caused the Boston Tea Party.
Good evening, I am Richard Chavez reporting live on this scene. So today we're going to be asking a pedestrian what he or she thinks about the events that have occurred. Excuse me, sir or ma'am, can you please tell us about the events that occurred while you were there?
It was around midnight. Can you move that away? I don't like other objects in my face.
Sorry.
It was around midnight, and there were people, lots of people in there. There were can you stop giving
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I don't like it when an object's in my face. There were people. They were going on the ships, and they were dressed like Mohawk Indians.
Oh wow, where is that?
And they got the tea, and they started throwing it over the ship.
Oh really? You don't say?
And the harbor, it just got like can you
Okay, so no, listen to me. You need to be in charge of. Oh, wait, are we on? Oh, sorry. Well, anyway, sir or ma'am, could you please tell us more, if you can, about the events that have occurred?
Merchants again boycotted the English goods. The Massachusetts Assembly was developed for sending a circle letter to other colonies explaining the common plight. The British troops sent to enforce these laws and keep peace were involved in unpleasant incidents, notably the Boston Massacre. Let's go to Richard in the field.
Sorry about that, folks, for the technical... Well, it doesn't matter anyways. Alright, so anyways, we'll be going to our next citizen. Excuse me, sir or ma'am, could you tell us about the events that took place? And you stole my mic.
Of course. So I was at the Boston Massacre, and there was like all these people there. And what happened was there was like this soldier talking to like this guy who was selling... What was he selling? I think he was selling like these handmade purses. They're actually really cute if you've looked at them. They're like handmade.
Ma'am, you're getting off topic. You're talking about the Boston Massacre.
Right, the Boston Massacre. Okay, so I was there and they like started arguing, and what happened was the soldier hit the merchant with like the end of his gun, like the butt of his gun, and they like hit him really hard, which is like totally not cool, right?
Yeah,
like,
well, that sounds painful.
Yeah, it probably hurt. So I mean, that was fair, but that's how the riot started, because people started gathering and we're getting really mad at the soldier, because that's totally like not cool. Like you can't just go around doing that to people. But anyway, so that's when people started to get mad and people started throwing like rocks and stones and stuff.
Oh wow.
And like I tried to get in there and grab a few, but I was unsuccessful because there was just too many people. And so with this little mob forming, like we weren't actually doing any harm, so it's really unfair because like a bunch of the soldiers like opened fire on us, which is like,
oh my god,
illegal. First of all, it's like totally illegal. Like, you can't go around doing that to people. It's illegal.
Wow.
But yeah, so they broke the law by shooting at us. And they were shooting at us, and which no one said fire. Some, like, random person yelled fire, and they all started shooting.
Oh.
And, like, I watched, like, this guy next to me, he got shot.
Hey!
And they're like,
You! You hit a phone!
so, anyway, so the guy next to me got shot, and he, like, fell over. And, like, he got, like, really hurt, and then, like, a bunch of other people kept getting hurt, and I watched, like, 3 people drop, and, like, 2 more others got shot, and it was just, like, it was a bloodbath. It was insane. I don't know. It's really not okay, you know?
Thank you, ma'am, for that
You're welcome.
exciting news. Chad, how are you back at the station?
Thank you, Richard and Les. Thank you for tuning in to JNN.